In Ebner Academy this year, we learned a variety of skills through a wide range of classes. In our first class of the year, we had Men of Faith. In this class, we learned about the many men of faith throughout the years, including George Mueller and many others. We also learned how to do scripture mapping to better understand the word God has given to us. We also had Lego economics. In this class, we learned about how economics works in our world as a whole and in our countries and cities as well. We even built our own cities considering all of these factors to make sure it ran properly. We also had car maintenance. In car maintenance, we learned about the different parts of the car, how they work together to make the car run, and about the different fuels that allow them to work together. And lastly, we had the United States Army class. In this class, we learned a variety of things, including about the recruitment process, and also from the recruitment process to how the vehicles actually work. Most people know about the Bible, and many people know the books of the Bible. Today I would like to take you in depth into the book of 2 Kings. So, you might be wondering, who wrote 2 Kings? And though it is debated, no one truly knows the answer, many sources agree that it was probably Jeremiah. When did he write it though? Once again, there's much shadow and lack of knowledge in this field. Though we can, through logical process, figure out it was between 560 BC and about 539 BC. Though, to who did he write it? He wrote it to the captives who got taken away from Israel to Babylon after Israel got defeated by Babylon. Though they were written to the captives, Jeremiah himself was not a captive. He wrote it back from Judah, where he lived at the time. One of the main leading ideas in the book of 2 Kings is that actions have consequences. So, how come he didn't get any consequences from his actions of writing it? A lot of it is prophecy and history, mostly history, but some prophecy. So why didn't people get upset with him like they did with all the others? A lot of it was from his social position. Jeremiah, as I already said, was not taken captive, but he was a person of high standing in the community. So, yeah. So, I also scripture mapped some verses in the book to take a deeper, in-depth look at it. The first verse I'd like to look at is 2 Kings 13:14. Now Elisha had been suffering from the illness that killed him. And Jehoash, king of Israel, went down and wept over him. my father, he cried, the chariots and horsemen of Israel." What we learn from this is the king, the highest standing person in the entire of the nation, weeping over this man, showing how high status he had. The version of this passage is NKJV, New King James Version, and there are some key versions, such as key words, such as suffering and illness. Suffering is a state of undergoing pain, distress, or hardship. Illness is a disease or period of sickness affecting the body or mind. My second verse was not as specific, but more of an overview of the book as a whole. And that was 2 Kings 21:19. Ammon was 22 when he became king, and he reigned 2 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Meshullemeth, the daughter of Haraz of Jotbah. Once again, this is in New King James Version. And some key words in this is reign or reign. Holding, and it just means to hold office or rule as a king. Next, I'd like to share an object lesson. My object lesson is about how actions have consequences. So, as I already said, in 2 Kings, one of the main themes is that exact thing. Of the 27 kings, only 6 of the kings were good, or did what was right in the eyes of the Lord. The other 21 kings were all evil. And as a whole, the evil kings reigned for less times, such as Ammon only ruling for 2 years, opposed to Jehoash ruling for many, many more. A great example of this is the childhood experiment of having a car with a balloon attached, so when you release a balloon, the car goes forward. If we make good decisions and run it on the ground, we'd have a cool experiment that shows how actions have consequences. If we ran on the table, it could fall off and break. Once again, showing that actions have consequences. So, as you can see, 2 Kings has a lot to it, and this is only barely scratching the surface.